Hello everyone, it's Fjeller, and this time we are here for the 4th Cold Steel challenge, which is Steel Maiden. Now this challenge is just absolutely insane, and I have no words for it. Arian Rod has all the standard boss things. She has immunity to almost everything. She has her standard talent, where she will act again if she takes too much damage. She also gets a bunch of damage taken and damage dealt stacks anytime she ends her turn within your range, or whenever she engages. She also punishes you if you decide to spread out your units too much, because if you don't have at least 2 units within 4 spaces of her after she ends her turn, then she is just going to get a ton of attack. She also gets this attack if you surround her with 4 units, so you cannot simply surround her on all sides and hope to achieve victory. Now she has 3 AoEs here: Stormlance, Total Destruction, and Anglia Hammer. These aren't too bad, but there's going to be a second phase in the fight where she's going to get even better AoEs, including of course her signature attack, Grand Cross. She also gets variants of Stormlands and Total Destruction. The Stormlands variant is going to give her a buff that allows her to range counter, so you cannot simply bring a bunch of mages and shoot at her from range and hope to stay safe. The variant of Total Destruction that she gets also causes heal reversal, so if you thought you could cheese this fight by bringing Juggler, you have to think again. This is the Silver Maiden we're talking about. She's just going to kill you horribly. Honestly, I think it's best if all of you just give up and don't even watch this video, because, it's hopeless. It's utterly hopeless. But if you're foolish enough to want to push forward anyway, well, I guess the best way to do this is to try to spread out like I am, and tank the AoEs as much as you can. They still have cooldowns, so you have that at least, but she gets to act again once every 2 turns, so the cooldowns are going to be ticking down a lot faster than you think. And even beyond that, the second part of this fight, in addition to the stronger AoEs she gets, there also is going to be terrain all around the room that increases her attack if she lands on it, which just makes it even more hopeless. She's just going to get a ton of attack and one-shot all of your units. Alright, but at least here we're about to waste all her AoEs, so that's good. Alright, well, now that we've wasted all her AoEs, you can take everything I just told you and throw it all in the trash, because you really don't need to know any of the mechanics for this fight. Well, maybe that's an exaggeration. But basically what you do in this fight is that you just try to bait out her Stormlands to the bottom of the screen or to any of the corners of the screen that you like, and then you just sort of surround her and bully her until she dies. Now, even though I did mention earlier that she gets a ton of attack if you surround her, her talent does specify that it has to be 4 units around her. So if you trap her in the bottom of the screen and just have 3 units around her, it doesn't count. Now from here on out, the thing to worry about, of course, is to make sure that she does not do Stormlands again, so that she can just shoot herself out. And you also want to be careful of Total Destruction and the variant of Total Destruction, because that can push units back, so if she acts again after that, she's just going to run out and ruin this entire trap. But there really isn't much of a concern, because you can position in this fight so that you do not have to eat any of her AoEs if you don't have to. Now, because in this game, the AI generally only uses AoEs if they can hit 2 or more units with it, that means pretty much all her AoEs can be set up in a way so that, that will not happen. The only exception to this is Grand Cross, which will do a ton of damage to you, so there is still a stat check even with this strategy. Now, the other big problem with this strategy, of course, is that you might be thinking, okay, what about the damage check? This boss has lots and lots of HP, lots of damage reduction. But there's a pretty simple way around that, and it's the aforementioned terrain that increases attack. You are also allowed to obtain this terrain. Now, this terrain ups your attack, but also gives you Curse of Wounding for 2 turns. But the weird thing about this terrain is that it actually stacks infinitely. So you can just surround her with 3 units, heal up for a couple turns, and you just stay on the terrain for several turns while your units get like 4,000 attack. And then you just bully her to death. Now, in this particular recording, I do lose a couple units, and that's because this boss is really strong. I mean, the combination of her Grand Cross skill along with maybe a single target or maybe another AoE possibly is likely going to kill some of your units outright. So you do need to be careful of that, or rather you need to have the stats appropriate enough so that you can survive her hits. But once you've passed that stat check, you can just follow exactly what I'm doing here, and honestly, you probably will have an easier time if you are a long-time player, because you'll probably be using SSR units with better stats than mine. And yeah, that's pretty much this entire fight. I don't know if this was just like a design oversight or something, because it seems like it should have been a harder fight than it is. But you know what, I'll take one of these where I can cheese the fight over something like Lightless Eulogy being run again. Oh, the final thing I guess I will add is that when you are guarding someone, it does count as being adjacent to her, so if you have 3 people surrounding her and you have your tank standing outside and they guard, she's still going to get that attack boost, so you do want to be careful of that. You know, if that happens, you're just going to die. But yeah, you know, just give this method a shot, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I don't think there's a lot else to say about this fight, so I'll see you guys next time.
何かお手伝いできることありますか？
行くぞ。俺の出番だ。
行くよ。
俺の出番だ。
どうかしましたか？はい。あれ、気づかないうちにごめんなさいね。
行くぞ。俺の出番だ。逃げんなよ。
ここ行くよ。どうかしましたか？
行くぞ。全部任せろ。
ここ行くよ。どうかしましたか？これはあまり使いたくないですわね。
行くぞ。
行くよ。
行くぞ。全部任せろ。俺の出番だ。
ここどうかしましたか？我は鋼、すべてを断ち切る。
行くぞ。俺の出番だ。行くぞ。
どうかしましたか？これでいいですか？
行くぞ。
何かお手伝い。こっちだよ。何かお手伝いできることありますか？よろしくお願いしますね。これはあまり使いたくないですよね。
行くぞ。俺の出番だ。ほら、これでも食らえ。行くぞ。
どうかしましたか？すみません。
行くぞ。
ここ
行くぞ。
行くよ。
行くぞ。行くぞ。
行くよ。
行くぞ。
はい。これはあまり使いたくないですわね。
行くぞ。全部負け。
もうすみません。
俺の出番だ。
何かお手伝いできることありますか？
全部任せろ。ほら、これでも食らえ。行くぞ。
ここ
行くぞ。
うかしましたか？
俺の出番だ。行くぞ。
いくよ。まあ気づかないうちにごめんなさい。これでいいですか？
行くぞ。
まあ
行くぞ。全部任せろ。逃げんなよ。行くぞ。
何かいくよ。ここはい。我は鋼、すべてを断ち
行くぞ。俺の出番だ。
何かお手伝いできることありますか？いくよ
行くぞ。全部任せろ。行くぞ。
こっちだよ。どうかしました？これはあまり使いたくないですわね。もう
行くぞ。俺の出番だ。逃げんなよ。行くぞ。
どうかしましたか？すみません。
行くぞ。
ここはい。あれ気づかないうちにごめんなさい。ここ
行くぞ。俺の出番だ。